My name is Mandy, and I'm just here to help encourage you and support you through this difficult time. And we're about to just start on a whole new journey, and it's going to be interesting just trying to capture it. You probably came to this video because you are dying to have a baby in your arms. First bite, baby. What I'm doing to get ready for pregnancy? It's okay if Mandy has a feeling. Ovulation, I'm in the 2-week wait. I also just really don't think that I'm pregnant this time. They just don't know. Sometimes it's like, hello, obviously. Socialness, I guess, I get really tired from, and I'm so ready to go home and just take a nap. You're desiring to be a mom, you just want your baby here. I see you. So this is what I need to dive into.
Here we are.
A little update on how the trip is going. With traveling, it's harder to track temperatures, and I know that something could have been off. I'm hoping to get surprised. I felt like the cycle went really well. You got to actually sit in their desk. We want to continue to just live while we're waiting to meet our child. Hello, welcome to the Poirier Pocket, where I talk about, I don't know, marriage, trying to conceive and have a baby, and just my tips along the way for what I've learned to not get pregnant and to get pregnant, and just help you because it is quite a journey and it's stressful sometimes just in this realm of topics. We also are professional thrifters, so you'll see from time to time us go on trips and try to find cool new products. I hope the vent over here isn't going to cause issues, but let me get that covered up. I still have some more laundry to do, but I don't care. We're gonna leave that in the background for now. You clicked on this video probably because you are wondering how to stay sane and survive on social media when everyone is posting about their lovely new adventures, and it is super, super hard. So today I'm just gonna cover how I survive seeing all my friends get pregnant before I do, and a lot of them have started later or around the same time or at a time when I was like, hey, I want to be starting and I can't start a family yet. Why are you getting to start? So lots of just, I don't know, struggles and jealousy with it. Yeah, I just really feel for you, and it does really suck. How to handle when others are getting pregnant and you really want that thing and you're trying to be happy for them, and it is just really, really hard because I this week wanted to reach out to a friend and just congratulate her and be in her joy, but it didn't honor where I was at. And where I'm at is that we've been trying for nearly a year, and we're about to start with more fertility help and get possibly medication going. And this friend, it wasn't easy for her, but I guess I thought, like, all right, so it's hard for her and she got the thing. It's been hard for me. I'm ready to get the thing. I've been ready. All right, you know, the gift can come, and it just hasn't come yet, and it's not in my timing by any means. But I also want to be happy for this friend, but I'm not happy for myself, and I've had to recognize that this friend loves me and would want to be thoughtful of where I'm at, and she definitely understands that I'm going through a tough season and I'm not going to be able to celebrate with her maybe the way that we had both anticipated. And there's beauty in that. There's going to be beauty in balancing both of our journeys and what is happening. And I have to honor my journey first. And that looks like congratulating her when I have the capacity for it, which is really hard because I want to push myself aside and not take up space and just live in other people's lives because it's easier than facing my own pain and having my own boundaries and not keeping everybody else happy. I have to think about what would make me happy. And I feel like this question is basically asking about when someone gets what you want easier, or they get it faster with less effort, or they get it with just less struggle. It just seems like they're getting this thing that if it came down to who desired it more, I think I would definitely win. You would definitely win. But it's just easier for them. And I was listening to a really cool podcast today where she was talking about a garden, and for some reason some of her plants bloom and they didn't take as much effort, but other ones she tries and tries to keep alive and give them all the right things, and they still start to wither and die, and they're getting the water, they're getting the nutrients, but there's no life there. But there's life in these other ones, for just magic no reason. And I think that is so specific to the journey of trying to conceive. And there's all these people popping up with announcements, and it is so hard to see when the desire, and I'm doing all the right things, and I'm taking all the right supplements and taking care of my body better and trying every last darn thing, and I'm not getting the vegetable, the fruit, the leaves, they're not showing up yet. I think it's really helpful that I went through this reality check when I became an aunt. So I was so excited. It was a dream of mine that was being fulfilled, and it was suddenly here, and it was a lot more stressful and comparison inducing and hard to do it the way I thought I could do it. I wanted to give them space, and I didn't want to go on their tiptoes. I didn't want to cause any more issues because they have a new family, new baby. They've got to figure out their new life. But I also want to be there and watching other people get to be with my new nephew and wanting to be there, but also going, I don't want to be the only person in their life. They deserve to have these other people. And there's just all these thoughts that go with actual reality. And I think that's how it is when a friend gets pregnant, is realizing that it's gonna shift their entire plans as well, and they have to start to balance what they expected. And it is definitely a dream come true that my friends are having these babies, and I'm so happy for them. I really truly am, but I didn't expect to have these other real things going on. I expected the gift of just being excited and just being there for them. In high school, and you're thinking about the future, you don't really think about what you'll be going through at that time and how it'll be really hard for you to also be wanting this thing that you've been wanting forever and starting to compare. It's funny because real life is just so much more complicated, and it is simple too, but it's so much more complicated in the present. And when we look back on an event, we forget the hard parts, and looking forward to something, we don't think about what hard things we might be going through at that time. And we just make the present seem so much more complicated than it is, but we also make the past and the future way more simple than they are. We happen to make it that way in our minds. I don't know why that happens, and there doesn't need to be any judgment on ourselves for doing that. That's just what we do as humans. So let's actually get to some tips. Oh, there's a flea. I got it. It's very tiny and he flew. Okay, let's get to this nice topic. How do you actually handle being on social media and surviving it when your friends are popping up with all these announcements? Maybe strangers are popping up with announcements. Maybe someone's already had an announcement and somehow they have another announcement and it's like, friggin' what the heck? Oof. So, how I've handled it. One, I've unfollowed a lot of accounts where I can't be happy for them right now, and I get more angry and more envious every time I turn on my phone and I start to resent the app and I resent that person and I really can't be happy for them. So I unfollow. They can be happy and I can wish happy thoughts towards them, but I can't have them coming into my feed because that really disturbs me. Other friends. Also, these things are way easier to experience face to face because it's a moment and it's over, and you get to display that part of you that wants to celebrate. But when you're just on your phone and looking at their life, it is a lot harder and it ruminates and it lasts longer. So I definitely recommend unfollow as much as you need to and just celebrate them in person in real life. There are some people that I do avoid and I try to not see because I know when I get face to face with them, I'm going to be codependent and I am going to act totally fake. And I've had to, my husband is helping me with this too, because he's like, if I did that, you would tell me to give myself grace and not be so hard on myself. So when I do these things where I am fake to someone, smiling when I need to cry, trying to just put on the best face for them, but not feeling it and not honoring myself in that moment, I have to give myself grace afterwards and realize that I just got through that moment and I coped the best I could and I wasn't mean to them. Maybe I was mean to myself in a sort of way, but really I've got to let that go and do the nicest thing for myself now that I'm past that moment, because we do a lot just to get through, and by the next time it comes around, I can try to take another step of letting that friend know, hey, I love you, I'm super happy for you, but if we keep talking about this because you know where I'm at, or you know what, I can't talk about what I'm going through right now, but I can't celebrate with you, and just having that really, direct, honest conversation, each time getting a little more direct, because that's progress and that's love. And just like letting them know I gotta keep walking and walk away because I just don't have the capacity for it right now. And that really is loving yourself and loving that person. As hard as it is, and as possibly you may be telling yourself that that's insensitive or being too harsh in some way, but it is not. It is caring for yourself and your community. Other people are going to celebrate with that friend. If that friend has all of her energy on you and that you have to react to that, that is not a healthy relationship, and it's okay that she needs to go to other friends. I promise you, it is a healthy thing that you walk away from that friend when you need to walk away, and I hope that they respect that, and I hope that you respect your boundary and that your capacity is limited when it comes to this topic, and it's only for a season. This isn't how you are forever, and it's not the way you even want to be, but it maybe is just the way that we are right now. So how to handle the next time this comes up, because it's going to come up again every time I pop on my Instagram. It is coming up again. And how do we handle it gracefully and lovingly? Just how the heck do we handle it just quickly, and how do you sit with what is going on? So I guess that is leading into what I would recommend, and I would recommend sitting in it. Finding a really good friend or therapist who can help you sit in the feelings and realize what is going on psychologically, what is happening that is being triggered, being able to get comfortable in that really uncomfortable space, because that's so not easy and it really hurts. But as they say, you know, the less stress you have, the better it is on your body and better it is for your fertility. I have found that over the last majority of the year, there's been a building of I'm not getting pregnant, I'm not getting pregnant, I'm not getting pregnant. And I had a night recently where it all came out, and it's still coming out, and it's still coming out. And I feel like I want to weep. And at the time, I couldn't stop the weeping, and it felt right. I'm at the point in my recovery where I now know that that is so right, and it's releasing all that stress. And sometimes I'm numb and can't feel as tearful as I want to feel. And I've had a show that has really helped me get in that space so I can help release those tears, because each one of them is so healthy to get out. Bottling it up was really hard on my body and on my tightness and stress. I recommend finding a way to get it out. And when friends ask you how you are and they want to hold that space for you, you can let it out. Be ready to find ways to let it out, whether that's through nature or through a friend or through a therapist, because maybe you need to pay for that space that is going to allow you to heal and get all that junk out. That's a really good way to handle it. If you want to still be on social media and you don't want to have to cut it out of your life, you want to be able to stay connected with people that aren't getting pregnant necessarily, I definitely recommend journaling, talking to someone, and unfollowing. I would say also it is so cool that you were here, because you and I are getting to have this common ground of you just get to have conversation, like finding people that get right where you're at, that you can just tell and offload this. They're not going to be able to solve it, but just knowing that you found this video is helping me know that this topic actually matters, and you listening to me say it matters to you because you realize that there's someone else that thinks the way you think and is just in a poopy situation right now that is going to end. And that's a huge one. Remember that this is going to end. This is temporary. I know you're thinking that you're never going to have a baby, and I'm not going to say that you are 100% going to have a baby, but I can 100% guarantee that the way it seems right now is not the way it's going to be forever. There is going to be something so beautiful in your future. I actually just got this notebook that says, the best, you see that? The best is yet to come. And it's so soft and so comforting and such a reminder that I just got this as a gift. They actually got it for me a while ago, but it was timed so perfect for this season and what I needed that day. The best is yet to come, and I promise you it's going to be worth the wait. There is so much hope and beauty in the future, and I'm carrying that for you. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. And I want to remind you that you've had these moments before where you didn't think you would get to that place that you finally got to. Like maybe just graduating senior year of high school felt like it took forever to get to that last month, but it came, and you're not even thinking about that now. You're like, that's not even helpful, Mandy. But like, seriously, you probably had a moment that you don't even remember now. And I know infertility is different and it sticks with people, but there is also joy that is going to stick with you. And I'm going to leave it at that. And I'll just be praying for you and know that this channel is just going to be building a community of people that get where you're at. Yeah, so if you just need something to get your mind off of all this, don't go on social media right now. Take a little break. It's okay. I'm guessing you came to this video because social media is not your friend today. Actually, go find a friend. Maybe watch my thrift store videos. Don't watch anymore about trying to conceive. It is going to happen for you when it's going to happen for you, right? So what are you gonna do but maybe go roller skating? Maybe watch someone else have a happy day roller skating. Get your mind off of it. Let yourself have a break. It is hard enough as it is, and you are hard enough on yourself as it is. All right, so you made it to the end, and the last thing that I wanted to share was this time is so disleveling, and you're kind of like losing your footing every time you think that you've like caught yourself, and your hope starts to rise, and then it kind of crashes. And so as you're navigating this, just recognize that you are not on level ground, and you have to ground yourself again. So when we are on, like, if you've done like zip lining, where like those things that you like, what are those called, that you're on these ladders and you have to like cross to the next side, but you're like way up. I'm going to call them zip lining adventure courses, whatever those are. If you slip, you get caught by the rope, and you kind of have to use your upper body to get back onto whatever it is, on the pedestal or on the bridge. You're caught, you have to get back up. So what I want you to think about is using that upper body, using like your mental strength to get yourself grounded again. So an exact example of how I do this is I have, and it pops up when I'm not expecting it, but I am always looking to the sky for it. And I'm not crazy. I'm a little crazy. There is a bird that flies by, and I thought it was a stork, which I don't know where storks actually live, but I looked it up, and it is a blue heron, I believe, or a crane of some kind. And it flies. Apparently there are a few different ponds and lakes that it goes to. I live by a state park even, and I think it sometimes goes there. And I've seen it on the ground a few times, but most of the time it's traveling in the sky. And it just feels like the stork that is carrying my baby, and it hasn't quite landed in my arms yet, but it just flies over me. And it feels like this reminder from God. That's what I say it is, but it's just a reminder of hope. It is this reminder that there is a baby that is out there, and I'm going to get to mother it and baby it. It's just this thing that kind of snaps me back into hope, and it reminds me that, all right, it's still on its way. This journey is long, but there's the bird, and it's flying over me, and it's safe, and it's okay, and it's tender. It's this really sweet reminder that I need, and it grounds me. So you may not have a bird that you can watch out for, but maybe another example is just a river that you cross over. The bridge just holds you. You see the river, it's still flowing, the water is still going, and it's just that reminder that there's a future that you can hope for. And you can just think about your baby and its journey to you. And for some reason, the water keeps flowing that way, but at some point, maybe it'll flow to you. So I think really physical reminders are very grounding. So for me, it's the bird. For you, it could be the water, etc. But I wanted to end with that because I think in this video, I had a more somber attitude, and I didn't really have my best energy for creating it, but I wanted to try to make that content. And yeah, I've been thinking about it all day, and I think that's just where I want to wrap it up. That's really cool. As I wrapped it up, a bird flew by in front of me. It stills me, and I hope you find something that can still you and just remind you of something outside of the pain and the struggle. All right, that's it for today. Oh, make sure to like and subscribe and comment whatever you have energy for, but one of those three would mean so much for this video, and just that you took the time to watch us was enough. But if you feel like doing bonus, thanks.